the roll to the left. And we'll get a chance to say hi to Mike Game Show Rambo in just a couple of seconds as he gets airborne. With a top speed of over 300 miles per hour, the gear comes up, the turboprop engine now with the smoke turned on. I give you the T-6C Texan 2. Game shuttle rolls the airplane over. He's going to climb for altitude. Let's say hello to him right now. Mike Rambo. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing mighty fine. Ron, how are you?
We're doing great. I've got your boss down here. We're going to critique the performance.
I'd expect nothing but that out of the former boss of the Mighty Blue Angels. And we're putting on a great show here at Naval Station Pensacola.
All right, buddy, you climb for altitude. We'll talk about it. Demonstrate the T-6C Texan 2 for us, all right?
Outstanding. Let's get it going.
Thanks, partner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mike Rambo live from the cockpit. His call sign is Game Show, but the call sign of the gentleman standing next to me, who is the president of Hawker Beechcraft Defense Company, his call sign is Boss, former Blue Angels commander and flight leader. His name is Russ Bartlett. Russ, you got your airplane in the sky. This has got to do your heart a world of good.
Yes, it does, Rob. Thanks for having us. It's great to be back in the cradle of naval aviation.
And great to have you back as a former boss of the Blues. What years were you boss?
2003 and 2004.
All right, now you've got an airplane here that doesn't outperform the Hornets that you flew with the Blues, but it fulfills an incredibly important role in naval air training.
It absolutely does. Trains all the military fixed-wing aviators in the United States and 6 other countries around the world.
So you've got Israel, you've got Canada, and what other countries?
Iraq, Greece, Mexico, and Morocco.
All of those flying the T-6. Now, it's gone the T-6 to T-6A and T-6B, but this is the T-6C.
The T-6A was the original bought by our Air Force. The B is the Navy's airplane with a complete glass cockpit. And the C is the export version with a hardpoint wing for carrying external tanks and practice weapons, things like that.
So it can be used as a weapons trainer as well as a primary trainer for, or intermediate trainer for instrument flight and aerobatics.
Sure can.
All right, what makes this so good? Why did this airplane win what was known as the J-Pants competition?
Quite simple, it's versatile, easy to fly, and it requires very little maintenance, which is exactly what you need to generate sorties and training.
There were other airplanes that the Navy had before. They had a turboprop trainer, the Beechcraft T-34 Charlie. The Air Force had the T-37, but those airplanes were quite frankly getting long in the teeth, and the military needed something new.
Absolutely, I trained in the T-34 and other Beechcraft. We replaced the light jet trainer, the T-37, for the Air Force.
And the airplane actually went through a significant competition with a number of different aircraft manufacturers. And this one's based on, was this based on a Pilatus design?
Yeah, back in the day, it started that way. There's nothing left of the
With a top speed of over 300 miles per hour and fully aerobatic, let's watch as Game Show gets up to a couple of thousand feet very, very rapidly. It's got a great rate of climb, and it's not really a jet.
No, it isn't, but I've replaced a lot of jets around the world, airplanes that used to do that job, but this one does it for about a quarter of the cost.
Using a Pratt & Whitney PT6 turboprop, that's a jet engine that turns a propeller, very quiet, very economical, and as you say, very, very easy on maintenance.
Absolutely, and there's thousands of them around the planet. Very well understood, very well proven.
Yeah, the engine has been around for a long time, hasn't gotten any better, but now the aircraft as it dives down, what are we going to see coming up next? Do we know? This is the death-defying straight and level pass. No, it's a four-point hesitation. But it's very maneuverable. It's very crisp, and it's got a great roll rate. So performance of the airplane is probably a lot better than what the T-37 provided and what the T-34 Charlie provided for the Navy.
Absolutely, and it has enough advanced capability that it can grow with the student pilot.
Game show's approaching from the right. He's been with your company for a number of years, but he used to fly this airplane for the Air Force, didn't he?
He did. And in fact, most of our guys are ex-military pilots.
That's a super slow roll right there. That takes a great deal of concentration to do it right. Climb rate, look at he's up to 25, almost 3,000 feet in a matter of seconds.
It is. It's jet performance in a turboprop.
Let's watch Game Show as he approaches from the left for the next maneuver, and we'll be bringing him in as he dives down for the next part of it. It's certified to what, +7 Gs?
It's +7 and -3.5. So fully acrobatic. So you can teach up the basics and the we used to do in jets.
It's interesting, isn't it, to go back in time to the creation of Beechcraft by Walter Beech and his wife Olive Ann Beech back in 1932. In the midst of the Depression, they pursued a dream to make the best cabin class airplane in the world, and they did it, and it has been proven with over 50,000 Beechcraft airplanes built, and this one now of the Texan. How many Texans have been built?
Well, we've got about 775 so far, many more to go, but you're right. Beechcraft was a family business started in the 30s, and it's an American icon today.
The Beechcraft There's the knife-edge flight without a rudder and no lift being generated by the wings, and still can cut a great line across the sky.
That's correct. It's lift generated by the fuselage with the rudder for alignment.
There you go, and a very, very talented pilot to do it. The Beechcraft King Air is another airplane that is flown by not only civilian operators, but the military flies it too. The Army loves the King Air.
And our military has hundreds of King Airs, and we've got about 7,000 of them around the world. That's a lot of airplanes.
Boy, it sure is. Inverted, let's see if he'll say goodbye. I think that's a signal that Rambo Game Show is about finished with his demonstration. If you want to find out more about the T-6C and the T-6C Texan 2, I guess we can go to Beechcraft.com on the web, right?
HawkerBeechcraft.com.
HawkerBeechcraft.com. He'll be bringing it into land. Boss Bartlett, thank you very much for coming up here and participating and sharing about this airplane. I know you got a lot of passion for it.
Thanks so much for the invitation, Blue Angel 8.5, Rob Ryder. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, boss. Blue Angel, former Blue Angel #1, the boss. Please join me in a round of applause for Russ Bartlett, former Blues boss and president of Hawker Beechcraft Defense Company, and Michael Game Show Rambo in the T-6C Texan 2. Thank you, boss.
Thanks, Rob.
Coming right up, we're going to take a bit of an intermission at this point, give you a chance to get something to eat, maybe even do a little shopping, because Christmas is, believe it or not, just around the corner. It really is. And some places Christmas decorations are actually going up. So what we're going to do for a couple of moments here is give you an opportunity to take a little break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to do our opening ceremonies with the jumping in of the American flag. Our buddy Elgin Wells will be singing the national anthem, and very talented musician, and glad to have him up here to do the anthem today. The flag will be brought in by the owner of the Emerald Coast Skydive Center, MD Mad Dog Evans. He'll bring the flag in. We'll have him circled by one of our aerobatic performers, maybe two, not sure quite yet, just one aerobatic performer. I think that'll be David Martin. And so we'll be right back with a lot more of the 2012 Blue Angels Homecoming Air Show here at NAS Pensacola, right, well, in just a few minutes.